My name is Brian and I am here with you to discuss all things business. I have owned my own retail business for over 20 years. I have in that time started 2 additional businesses, and I am here to share with you tips, ideas, and tricks of things that have worked for me from first-hand experience. So, I have been where you are, I have had the struggles, and I have also seen the successes, and I want to share them with you. Today's video is on marketing. More specifically, how you can market your business more effectively. I know everywhere you look, someone is telling you to advertise with them or to sign up for this marketing or even use that plan. And you've probably even seen videos as you scroll through Facebook and Instagram. Many of these videos have people claiming they've made millions by doing this trick or using that simple method. And if you pay them, they will tell you the secret that really is not a secret because it's all over the internet. I know the pain of marketing and all the work social media is. It's hard wearing so many hats. Maybe you, just like I did as well, tried to hire that kid who walks in your door and says they are a social media expert, and come to find out they really just graduated from high school, have no clue about marketing, but because they watched a YouTube video or they went online or they joined a seminar and they are now considering themselves the local expert. Yet time and time again, we're throwing money out the window, hoping that it'll work this time, even though deep down inside we know it probably is not going to. You know, the definition of insanity, doing something over and over, expecting different results. I know, I have been there. That same individual who wants to charge you $500 a month, in reality is not doing anything that you could be doing yourself for less than 5 minutes a day. Well, other than the fact that they are actually posting 2 or 3 times a day as you request. But it's the wrong content. And as you come to find out again that it's not doing your business any good because it's not what you visualize, it's not what you see, and trying to get them to understand that is difficult. Now, you know there are many avenues we can talk about when it comes to marketing. I even posted one the other day about retention marketing and how to recover after the shutdown in COVID. And I'm sure I'll be covering many more of them in these videos. But I want to start small so that you can slowly dive into establishing a foundation for marketing that will withstand the crazy world we live in, even now during this pandemic. What I really want to talk to you about is the most fundamental and basic foundation building principles in your marketing. Yes, it's the numbers and the information on how to develop proper results. Some of these are, first, what numbers drive your marketing and where do you find them? How to then track these numbers in your marketing, and then how to stop doing the things that are not working. One of the most difficult things, we think it is, we tell ourselves it is, we hope it is, but it's not. So first things first, stop doing what does not work. In my opinion, one of the greatest frauds in advertising is what advertising folks call top of mind awareness marketing. I have always hated that. It never sat right with me, and every time I heard it, it made me cringe. So, to back up, for those of you who do not know what top of mind awareness marketing is, and if you were to ask an advertising company, they most likely will tell you something along the lines of, well, your customers see anywhere from 3,000 to 10,000 ads a day. So you need to keep putting ads out there so that when they do eventually think of your product, that they will think of you. That's top of mind awareness marketing. And I get the concept, but I believe that this type of marketing should only be done by 1%, maybe 2% of businesses. You know, the ones who are still stuck in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, maybe even the 90s, you know, before the internet came out. These are also the businesses who have tax guys and bookkeepers who come to you and say, hey, you've made so much money that the option is either pay more in taxes or spend it on marketing. Yeah, if you're having that problem, then maybe this is an option. Still, it's not my favorite way of marketing. It's less effective, but hey, life's easy at that point for you. For the other 99% of businesses, absolutely not. Now, imagine with me for a moment that I took you fishing and I gave you a pole and a lure and told you to start fishing. Then I myself went 20 feet down the river with the exact same lure, but only the difference is I have been fishing this river for 20 years, so I know some of the tricks to fishing this river. Then for the next 20 minutes, I have landed multiple fish, and you're there and you might have gotten a bite, maybe a nibble, probably lost a lure or two on snags. Now, picture this, and I know it might sound funny, but I know it's going to feel real. Imagine if you brought your marketing rep with you, and I can just see them standing behind you saying, reel it in and cast it out again. And each time you cast it out, they take 20 bucks out of your wallet. Each time that lure hits the water, they're taking your money. And then they're probably whispering into your ear sweet nothings like, don't worry, dinner time's coming, the sun's going down. These fish will be so tired from swimming against the current that they'll eventually take the bait. I know the feeling. I listened to those reps for far too many years before I learned that this is the worst and weakest way to advertise your business. I did it for the longest time in my own business, fighting the knowledge that I knew there has to be a better way. Well, that's why I'm here. I did finally find it. I did figure it out, and it changed the course of my business. Now, it took a little adjusting and getting used to, but it did work. It actually had results. I even had years where I doubled my business gross over the previous year, and I didn't have just one of those. I had multiple year-over-year successes. I will tell you what it is, but first, just imagine yourself standing there watching me reel in my pile of fish. You might not have to imagine it very hard. You're probably living this right now in your very own business. Now, as you're watching me and you look over, your jaw is just about to drop with what you're going to see. You see me catching so many fish and realize that I have bagged my limit for the day, so now I have to start releasing them back into the water. Like I said, I know you've seen this same scenario in your business. I know you have competitors who just seem to always be getting it right. The reality is, I had the same bait you had, only I knew how to add that little extra influence to get them to bite. Now, they weren't only just biting once, but they were biting constantly. Now, here it is. This type of marketing is what is called direct response marketing. This is the kind of marketing that makes customers want to respond right now. You need to be marketing your product with the emphasis of making them buy it now. I know you're familiar with words and phrases like get it now, hurry in, don't miss out. Sometimes top of mind awareness marketing tricks you into using these words, only imitating what we are trying to achieve, yet they still don't make your advertising any more successful. So let's work on this direct response marketing. Your customers really do want it right now, not sometime in the future. If you think like that, it's game over for your business. You cannot advertise now for next year's results. It will never be effective enough to keep you around long enough to be relevant. Now, for the deep part of direct response marketing. To really fine-tune this marketing, you have to know the numbers of your business. Now, you get these numbers from information such as who is actually buying your product? What color is selling the best? What flavor is the most popular? How do your displays affect the sale of your product? Is your product priced right? Is the price per square foot being maximized in your store for sales opportunity? You see, once you know this information, you can turn it into useful numbers to increase profit in your business, allowing you to then market with a very effective direct marketing campaign. Now, for example, if you know that your top customer is a 25 to 35-year-old female who loves the color blue, which, by the way, is the color of the year for 2020, and she loves the smell of pumpkin spice, we're coming into that season, and as long as it's priced under $39.97 and it's on the best looking display in the store, how can she not buy it? How can she not be tempted to make a purchase? Each one of those factors I just mentioned will sway your customers to make a purchase. You just have to learn what those influences are. Knowing who your customers are will increase your chance of selling your product by 100%, 50%, knowing and marketing to the right person. Knowing the color that sells 3 to 1 over any other color will increase your chance of selling another 25%. Knowing that the proper smell in season will increase your chance of selling another 10%. And then let's say, again, knowing how to price your product can increase your sales another 22 to 25%. And if you know the right numbers, then the next time a 32-year-old woman, like in this example, comes into your store, who loves each and every thing on the list, you are 83 to 98% more likely to sell it than previously because you marketed it to her properly. But even if everything was wrong on that list, let's say that your customer hated everything else on the list, the price, the smell in your store, and everything else, except for one thing, and say the color. But she still buys, that's a 25% sales increase because you carried the right product. The key is putting more and more of these combinations together in your marketing. What combination works for men in the same age group? Or older age groups, younger age groups? What combination works in the spring versus what works in the fall? Direct response marketing is knowing what sells in your store and knowing it based on the numbers. And it's your customers who tell you what they want to purchase. And you just have to listen to them. And you listen to them by knowing the numbers that define your business. You cannot know them unless you track them. I know that once you start learning the numbers, you will find that you even have hidden sales opportunities that you didn't even know existed. Now, if you haven't watched my last video, go back and watch it. It's on customer retention and will lead into this, into collecting information. Then, after watching this video, start looking at your data. What are and were your top sellers this year, last year, previous years? What is your average ticket price? What colors and flavors sold previously are currently selling and which ones can do better? Pulling the numbers and items will help you start to see patterns. Now, if your business is new, you might have to try a few things, just throwing out some top of mind awareness marketing, but only until you get some sort of response and data. And once you start getting traffic and results, you need to commit to fine-tuning this information. It requires a little bit of effort, but just because you have the results doesn't mean your job is over. You can now start taking one area and doing split test marketing. Split test is simply using your data to change out to challenge your current marketing for success. If red has been selling so well for so long, but the numbers are telling you that orange is picking up steam, you start making 10% of your budget marketing orange. And then challenge the red. See if your customers are actually committed to the red or if they're ready for change. If they don't want change and red is still proceeding as the strongest item in your inventory, run with it until you find something that is stronger. And then 10% of your budget, 20% of your budget, 30% of your budget. And if it starts to perform more than your first place marketing, change it and then find another split test to do on it. Maybe raise your price a little, maybe lower your price a little and see if you can increase number of sales. Maybe change the scent from pumpkin spice to peaches and strawberries, adding in a sweet smell for different seasons or emotions. Maybe you adjust the display in your store or even where it is located. Then make changes as you find what is improving and what is not. Once you start getting results, you'll see what is good in your business and what is not. Maybe the results will tell you that your product is dead and you need to get it out of the store before you're stuck with it and no one wants it. Now, that's a whole nother video I could do, dead product and what to do with it and give it away because it's costing you money. Now, just real quick, circling back around to the numbers, data is the key to your success. You get this data everywhere. If you find something that works, write it down and remember it. Now, just real quick, circling back around to the numbers, data is the key to your success, and you get this data everywhere. If you find something that works, write it down. It may die down each season, but it might be good enough to bring back the following year at the start of the season, giving you a head start on your marketing and your planning. Now, I know many of you are small businesses. I was myself in my stores. But you can get this data from many sources. You can watch data change right before your eyes. You just have to be organized. Plan your social media posts by color, by size, by style, and by price, and see how your customers respond to what you're putting out. This data comes from your website, your Facebook page, your email blasts, your Instagram, your Pinterest, and you can even find it in current events and news articles. The amount of data you can learn from those can change your business, so learn how to use them for this info. Now, that's probably another video I could make on using and analyzing your reports, but that's for another time. But they do have the reporting and the analytics, and they're there to help you see what is working. Facebook even tells you, hey, this post outperformed the other post. Go back and check it out. But you have to have a plan. And once you have a plan, you can start testing and realizing the full potential of your business. I know that things are changing in the world around us, and your business is definitely one of them. And you need to know how to adapt and change your business with the times, or you will become irrelevant. But some things are changing for the better too. I mean, if COVID taught us one thing, I would have to say that it would be that we have learned that we don't have to be open each and every glorious hour of the day. Your customers will come back. I mean, wasn't it nice seeing the empty roads after 6 p.m. when everyone is in lockdown and at home enjoying their families? Well, at least that's what I hope anyway. Those are just my thoughts. But if you enjoyed this video and you want to learn more about how to grow your business, hit the subscribe button because I have more videos coming. And feel free to leave comments below and I'll be happy to address them in more detail as I'm really here to help you. I've been there, I've done it, and I'm ready to share it with you. It's time to get with it because good business is no longer good enough. If you want your business to survive, then it's time for best business.